the current infrastructure of an average company looks pretty similar to this, and they have many sources on-prem and in the cloud, um, involving applications, services, different type of devices generating enterprise data, logs, and metrics. They also have security and network devices to access and interconnect those. And as we all know, companies keep adding new sources and data keeps growing. Many IT and security teams have implemented sometimes more than 30 technologies, including, for example, a WAF, a web application firewall, for example, that collects inbound traffic only and stop many known attacks, but not a zero-day or a manual bypass. So other tools are required. Buying all these tools, they provide good security insights, but monitoring the infrastructure on those many tools, each one of them with a separate console, is quite difficult. I would say pretty much impossible. Companies have also invested heavily to send all that unstructured data from multiple vendors in different formats to one or multiple data analytics tools that are the ones in the slide here in red. They have deployed and are currently maintaining multiple agents and collectors that consume many resources. And most teams, as Dan said, are ingesting pretty much everything, just in case. That means unnecessary logs, redundant fields, raw data flooding the SIEM, the cloud, and all the storage platforms. So these data analytics tools, basically what they do is they correlate the data, they trigger alerts and open incidents that then are sent to ticketing systems and other tools in the response layer, that is this one in yellow. There's too much complexity and all these steps take too much time, and after all, it is too late to respond. In average, companies are taking more than 15 minutes to close an incident. On the other hand, as the volume keeps growing, affording the licensing and storage of the data in SIEMs and other repositories is unsustainable. Some companies are moving the historical data from the SIEMs to cheaper storage solutions. And still, according to studies, 73% of our organizations are exceeding the data management budgets. So because of all these concerns, companies are moving or are considering an ecosystem approach versus a best of the breed approach. But as you know, vendor lock-in is also a big concern, especially after CrowdStrike major temporary outage and so on. That's where Onum, can help you. Onum sits between and seamlessly routes the data between the sources and the analytics tools. You only need one single agent or collector per data source to send the data to Onum, and then it can distribute the data to the different analytics tools or destinations. It gives you full control over the data, and that way you can avoid the vendor lock-in. Now, collecting the data is easy. Onum supports syslog, HTTP, TCP, Kafka. It can pull data from any cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP, and everything can be ingested in its original format. While the data is in transit, without storing it, is capable of reducing and optimizing the data, giving you the option to choose what data you want to keep. We also support real-time transformations, standardizing formats and giving you clean, structured telemetry right out of the gate. Last but not least, you can enrich the data on the fly with any third-party feed and trigger alerts or send notifications to take real-time decisions in microseconds. With Onum, pretty much the impact shows fast and across the stack. So breaking it down, first, the cost and efficiency optimization. With Onum, we filter that noise upstream, we drop what's irrelevant, suppress the high volume, low value logs, and shrink the payloads before they hit your tools. The result, direct SIEM cost reduction, lower cloud storage usage, and less load across your ingestion and analytics stack. Second, the security and threat detection. Onums gives you security team the ability to detect threats in real time while the telemetry is still in motion. You don't have to store anything in transit. We can detect and trigger an alert in microseconds. We support inline enrichment with any threat intel, asset context, user identity, geolocation, pretty much whatever you want. Third, data routing and mobility. This is where Onum unlocks real architecture flexibility. Instead of duplicating pipelines, building multiple collectors, deploying many agents, building, let's say, custom glue logic, you can route and reach telemetry to multiple tools. It can be a SIEM, it can be data lake, AI, ML model, everything simultaneously from a single source stream. You can define the logic by data type, by field value, by a destination format. We handle the orchestration. This also gives you the ability to keep your tools in sync and evolve your stack without rewriting pipelines every time something changes. So as simple as you can imagine.